I mean, you have survived in this industry. It's not a joke. It's not. How did you manage to put it through?
Sridhar, just like you, Sridhar. Where they can shout, what they will shout, everything you're aware of.
So you go to the theatre to watch your own movies?
Never.
But still you got a pulse of the audience. So do you make films on a budget?
I do. I strictly do it on budget. But within that, only thing is I would differ from the way a regular producer would do it on budget, in the sense that I would choose on which I will spend and which I will save on. When I went to Raja was the top of the world. When I went to Balamendra, he was the king. I went to Lenin for my first film. I had Tota Tarni for my first film. So I've been trained by all the best in the field. So ups and downs of relationship that he deals with. Of human emotions. It's purely an emotional story.
You would call it an emotional love story?
I think it's got an expanse, it's got the width and in terms of time, in terms of space, in terms of emotion.
You got a U certificate?
I should be getting every time.
But are you surprised by it?
No. I always think that I make films which are I don't know sometimes why they don't give me.
This week on the red carpet, I have with me Mr. Mani Ratnam. Well, he's Mr. Mani Ratnam. Welcome to the show, Mani sir.
Thank you.
How are you? Looking young, happy, contented.
I'm young, I'm happy, I'm contented.
I mean, it's great to feel that you are one of those persons. Right from when I started journalism, the first person I met you was you.
Really?
And still, I mean, you have survived in this industry. It's not a joke. It's not. How did you manage to put it through?
Sridhar, just like you, Sridhar. No different. We're both doing the same thing. You're doing what you were good at, and I'm doing what I try to be. Work as hard as I can.
Yeah, but no director or filmmaker in real sense has survived for so many years. And right at the top, people have that same kind of awe when you make Maniratnam and when you're now making Kaatru Veliyidai.
I did all my difficult years right in the beginning. I had a tough time coming in,
But those are beautiful days,
Yeah.
and what kind of movies you have made.
Yeah.
Do you still remember, get nostalgic about your old times?
You don't get nostalgic, but you don't forget them either. All the hard times also you don't forget. You know that, what the reality, it can be tough, that it can, that you're lucky to have a chance to make a film, and you better do it as well as you can.
Okay. And your banner and the kind of films that you have made, you have been able to have the connect with the youth audiences. That's what I see. Unless you have the connect with the youth audiences, it won't last. What's your comment on youth audiences and how you have managed to keep abreast?
No, I think the profile of the person that is going to the theatre to watch the film has changed. It's become more youth oriented. But I think people who like films see films anyway. Maybe they see it in a different format, but they see films. I think you can't take films out of South Indians. I think we are there. We all like film. We all like stories. And I think Indians basically like. So it is a medium which is fascinating. Only thing, the way we deliver might change. Not everybody is coming to the theatre. They're watching at home. They're watching it on mobiles. And we as filmmakers have to learn to accept it and see how best to use it. How do you keep in connect with younger generation? I think I look at myself first as an audience. I've been there, sitting in the theatre so many years, and all my learning is from there. When you make a film also, you first making it from there. You're aware where people can make noise, where they can shout, what they will shout, everything you're aware of.
So you go to the theatre to watch your own movies?
Never.
But still you got a pulse of the audience.
Yeah, but I've done it for too many years. I've done it early,
Yeah.
so generally what the understanding of watching en masse, I mean, as a group of 500 people, 400 people, the psychology is really different. It's fun. It's a pleasure that you can never get watching alone at home. So, I mean, it's magic. It's magic to see something so much larger than life with so many people in a dark room. It's really magic. So I mean, it fascinates me even today, and just like it fascinates a lot of people today. So it is very easy to put yourself in those shoes, into the shoes of people who are walking in every day and watching movies.
Waiting for a punagai. Siridi.
How do you rate also the trade? When Maniratnam said you are only a city padam, city audiences you had. But today you really look at it, you have a global audiences. People are buying your film, very high rate, Kaatru Veliyidai, both in Tamil Nadu and overseas, and you have also a Telugu dubbing version coming up. All this, and you have a pan-Indian viewership. How do you see the change?
I think you look at it this way. I think when it works two ways. I think when you make a Maniratnam kind of film, you opened a small door. There's a small niche that has happened for you, and you try to develop that. You try to make sure that you make something different, not the same thing, and get stuck there. Keep pushing the boundaries, keep pushing the edges. Sometimes you might fall down, but you should not be scared, I feel. That you try to expand this niche into a slightly bigger and a bigger market. But that will also mean that, I mean, it'll mean that you have to invest that much more in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of effort, in terms of everything. I mean, the risks that everybody is willing to put on your film, that they're willing to take the risk of your film. So you are responsible for the industry also. So you have to make sure that it is first makes economic sense, and it makes aesthetic sense, and it's something close to your heart.
That means you look at it also as a commercial project.
If I don't look at it as a commercial project, I will not have an next film.
Okay.
I think anyone, I mean, this is not just art, this is also business. It has to make economic sense. A person who's investing in your project should get his money back and more. Otherwise, why will he invest? I mean, he might love good cinema, but for that, how much can he do?
So do you make films on a budget?
I do. I strictly do it on budget. But within that, only thing is I would differ from the way a regular producer would do it on budget, in the sense that I would choose on which I will spend and which I will save on. I want my expenditure to be seen on screen. I would spend on that. So, but I'd still bring it in definitely under budget.
So what you're saying is you spend more on the look and feel of the movie rather than on the glitzy stars.
Yeah, not just the look and feel, also the the authenticity that it brings in, that believability that it might require lots of details instead of just anywhere, any pretty place. It may not be enough. You have to make that into a believable zone where the story takes place. So there are some convictions which I have, which I try to put it into my film, and hopefully that will make it honest.
Kaatru Veliyidai is one of the most expensive movies that you have made. Would you tell us, and you have also shot abroad for the first time in your life. Just give me a glimpse of that. Why did you go abroad?
We went abroad for a very few days to do all the fighter planes sequences. That is the only reason. Otherwise, the story is taking place in India. I have no business to go outside and shoot it. I have done it only because I could get permission to shoot all the air-based sequences. So that is the only reason that we went.
Kaatru Veliyidai Kannamma.
Trailer looks brilliant and it's doing very well. People are really impressed by it. I mean, did you have a very good trailer cut, or you sat, or you had many cuts?
No, I have a brilliant editor. He takes care of it, so I just tell him, very good, Nani.
Yeah, Nani is the best.
Yeah, that's a...
Your love for all your regular people still continues for them.
No, they're the best. I'm lucky to be working with really They're the best of best, whether it is in whichever department, They're really wonderful. From the beginning, I've worked with the best people, so.
How do you spot talent? The best cinematographers have graduated out of your school, boss.
I didn't spot them. They were all brilliant anyway. I went to them because they were brilliant. I went to them asking, please do my film. When I went to Raja, Raja was the top of the world. When I went to Balu Mahendra, he was the king.
Yes.
And he did my first film. He didn't ask a question. Raja sir said yes. I went, met him, said, I'm doing a Kannada film. Will you do music for me? He said yes.
Oh, Raja agreed straight away.
Straight away. I was just lucky. I went to Lenin for my first film. I had Tota Tarni for my first film. So I've been trained by all the best in the field. So I have no business.
When you bring them together, it's also like your combination with Nani, so many years. I can't remember how many years but you haven't tried out anybody else but preferring her.
Yeah, no, as long as they are able to, they don't get tired of me and feel that I'm a burden, and they add value to my project every time, They come fresh and they add so much more value to the project that, it's such a pleasure working with them.
And whether it's PC Sriram or Santosh Shivan, at the drop of a hat, they come and work for you.
No, you drop a hat, they won't come and work. You give them a good script, they'll come and work.
Okay.
Officer ke kaad ke kada.
Doctor ke manas.
And what's a one-line story of a movie? I know you won't say it.
I've spent a year shooting it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 2 hours plus on film. Now you want it reduced to one line to write behind a bus ticket. It's not fair.
Okay. But some people who saw the trailer and other thing, there have been a lot of also they saying that it is another Roja or something like that. Your comment on that?
Yeah, it's not. I think that's our, I think the social media has opened out things. People can talk like you used to talk in over a coffee.
Yeah.
A coffee shop. I think you should look at it just like a chat.
Okay.
That's all. It's a 1.5 minute trailer. From that, if you just make your own story. So you don't have to take that very seriously. It's good that they're interested, that they're finding their own way of looking at it and interpreting it.
But I'm sure Mr. Maniratnam will come out with something different in storyline and everything in every film that you have done so far. So we can expect something different.
Yeah, I think this is a much more classical, story in that sense. It's a lot more, it's more deeper, more, ups and downs of relationship that he deals with. Of human emotions. It's a purely an emotional story.
You would call it an emotional love story? Or?
Yeah. I think it's got an expanse, it's got the width and in terms of time, in terms of space, in terms of emotion. Everything in that sense, it is mounted with that kind of a perspective. In art, there's nothing that is perfect. Okay, so you try. It is your attempt towards that. That is all. So I think at the end of the day, if you have got a project which you've completed and you don't have any immediate nitpicks to make, I might get it 1 month later. But I mean that's the way it is. But I think it's what we set out to do and what we've done. It should have improved. That is what you look at. Whether from the idea stage, from a script stage, the filmmaking stage, it should have grown much more. So that is what you try for, and there's no limit to it. It can go exponentially, and you try to push it as much as you can in every aspect, because it's not just, not just a story. It's a performances. It's a rhythm of editing. It's a background score that comes into it, and it's the way it is presented these days, the way it's marketed. Everything makes all the difference, So I think all the aspects have to come together.
I like the teasers, all the teasers which you're doing the marketing. Very chic and very original in the concept and that's the way. I mean, the marketing is also quite aggressive.
Yeah, I think you have to market it. I think because it is changing, we have to keep up, and we have to reinvent. We have to come up with ways of connecting and engaging with the
today's audience.
Yeah.
And tell us about your 25 years with A.R. Rahman.
Yeah.
that is one of the most best stories ever in Indian film history.
Really?
Because Raj Kapoor, Shankar Jaikishan, so something similar.
Yeah. I think it doesn't feel like 25 years. It feels like a few films we've just done, and it just like feels like yesterday that we started working together. And with Rahman, it's like it's somebody whom I can take a liberty with. He's like a friend. He's there's so much of love and respect that I have for him, and he constantly reinvents himself every time I go to him. He doesn't just settle for something which is he doesn't look at just hits. He just tries to comes to the table with something which is special for the film.
Okay, well, how about the songs? They're really lovely.
You
They
like
still have that old 25-year magic with Rahman. Personally, I like Aaliya best.
Okay.
What about you?
You like all the beautiful ones.
No, it's very melodious, and
yeah.
it has something
Yeah.
peppy about it.
Yeah.
How do you rate the songs now? No, personally, which is your favorite?
Every time I can say a different thing, you see.
Yeah.
But I really like the background score that he's done for the film, because that's what's come latest.
Oh,
So he's done a wonderful job with that, and there's so many pieces which are standalone, which could be very well, just exist by itself.
and
So
where's
it's
that
fantastic.
film, that one song shot? It's so beautiful. It's supposed to be breezy song.
Yeah. And that was shot in Serbia.
Serbia, and that's your first song you shot outside
Yeah.
India. And
Because we went to shoot the.
yeah, obviously, why waste your time? Okay, and would you tell us about the tango song also? Because that is also, creating something new. Because Rahman has also said that for the first time that he's.
And because I think we are trying to create the services still have.
The ball dance.
The British hangover that is still there, and we're trying to depict it through a ballroom sequences, and that we decided that we'll go with a tango, and so it's a part of the. It's a song, it's a scene, it's blending, goes with the story, and it kind of takes it from step A to step B, so it becomes integral part of the entire narrative.
And you had smooth sailing with the sensors?
Yeah.
You got a U certificate?
I should be getting every time.
But are you surprised by it?
No. I always think that I make films which are I don't know sometimes why they don't give me.
Okay. And what next?
Working on a script.
It take another 1.5 years?
No. Hopefully I will start sometime later this year. No.
It's going to be a big
For
leap.
next summer. If it should fall into play. I mean, the script is developing, so it should. Sometimes it doesn't fully fall into place, so then we have to wait. But if it falls into place, then it'll be for next summer. I'll come up.
Very nice. Tell us about Karthik. He was your former assistant, but now he's your hero.
Yeah, but when he was an assistant, Today he's my actor.
Yeah.
So I mean that the relationship is entirely different, in the sense that I have to get the best out of him, and he has to put his best foot in terms of this. So as long as we are working as like an actor and a director. After the shooting over, maybe we take the older roles. I can take liberty with him. But here, I wanted him to concentrate on the character. It was a kind of character that he had not done before, I think. It was very different from the way he is as a real person.
Yeah.
I mean, he is such a gentleman. And this character is not necessarily a gentleman. So he had to adapt himself. He had to start thinking like the character.
Yeah, fight
He had
the plain fight.
Yeah, he had to have an attitude of that, and so it was interesting. It was interesting to explore, and I looked at him only as an actor, not as anybody else. As a nice guy who's an actor who's willing to work really hard for the film.
The kind of image that he had, he used to do a little bit of rowdy type of characters before this film. But here he looks urban,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks really handsome, and I mean, he looks like a really
Yeah.
sophisticated,
Like a fighter pilot.
fighter pilot, a sophisticated guy.
Yeah.
How did you manage that? I mean,
No, he put the effort in the sense he had to lose weight, he had to become trimmer, he had to learn, flying. He spent some time in an air base with the fighter pilots, got to know how they behave, what they thought, more in the mind space, in terms of understanding their way of looking at life and what they face every time they fly and come back and land. So it was very important. He slowly had to get into the character. It was not it was not a flip where he could get into this straight away. But I think, gradually he became closer and closer into the role. So it was a good discovery with both of us trying to get hold of this character.
Give me just one chance, just one chance.
your choice of Aditi, what made you pick her for this role?
Why makes you pick? Because we thought we did few auditions, and when she fell into place perfectly, she looked more like the character. She worked very hard. She had to really work hard because language is an issue. She had to learn the lines completely, and which she did even for the audition. Which she learned so that we could just check whether she could be that role. That's all. Not whether she could learn the language. She had learned the scene that we are doing an audition for completely. We could do it this way, that way, without any problems. And I think it was very important to get that casting right because it carries the film. It's really a relationship film with two characters that have to, literally hold the entire thing together. So she really worked very hard, and I think the result is there. I think she's done brilliantly. So.
People who have seen Maniratnam must be parents and grandparents even. Kaatru Veliyidai, what you will be having that connect with that audiences. How do you equate this particular thing from Maniratnam to the?
I think what you're looking for is just genuineness in characters, in it being relatable, in something what you can see in real life that all have come out invariably out of characters that you've known, you've heard, you've seen, you've probably shared time with. So to that extent, it reflects that time. Maniratnam comes out of a time where they were real people. It is based on real stories. And similarly, Kaatru Veliyidai is also about people whom I've known. So that is what makes it. I don't do that thing. This is the characters who live their life who lend you that connection with the audience.
Okay, very nice talking to you as usual, and all the best. Hope you rock on.
Thanks, Sridhar. Thank you very much.